something like this was gonna happen because I just didn't believe that he was going to just, leave. Bro, I don't know if you see my last video. I was like, yo, he's on the top. You've already won. You already won. There's nothing else that you'd want to do if you're already on the top. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. That being said, let's see what his new reaction about season 2 is canceled. Let's go into it real quick. Okay.
I'm back.
I knew it.
Season 2 ratings weren't as high as the network was hoping for, so they canceled.
Bro, I knew you were gonna be coming back.
I'd say it's gone too soon. We never even made it to the far mark, mo-capped kaiju fight, or the live-action remake. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it was out of our hands. So I'm home. Season 3 is beginning now.
Season 3? What happened to season 1, my brother? Come on now, it was like one episode?
I think it was worth it, because season 2, while it may have been short-lived, I think the star that burns brightest burns out quickest, as I've said 3 times this week. And I think it'll be looked upon fondly in the grand scheme of this program. Kind of like season 2 of The Walking Dead. I think people will look at season 2 of Charles and say, the writers weren't afraid to take risks. And was he even there in the first place, or was it all AI?
Come on now, bro.
Boils down to
AI, really? I know you were there. I know you were there.
It's a difficult question to answer because it depends on who you ask. Right now, it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, but there's a handful of critics still scratching their heads trying to figure out, well, what was this journey we went on? And what does it all mean? So I'll do my best to break it down for you.
Okay.
Just like getting an I love you from a stripper, it was meaningless.
Yo, words.
Season 2 was an offhanded joke.
Like getting an I love you
one time right before we were filming something at the warehouse. I don't even remember what we were filming, but Aaron said after this, it's probably like a tier list, and he said, like, when we're done with this, we should announce season 2 of your channel. The first 18 years was just season 1.
Come on, man.
And we all really liked that idea so much that we decided to go kind of hog wild with it.
That was ridiculously crazy.
So we made that video announcing, all the casting changes, just playing off of that trope where every character gets replaced and shit. And we actually had like even bigger ideas for it, but unfortunately we kind of got kneecapped by the fires in California. Even God didn't want season 2 to reach its full potential. But we had like some crazy celebrity guest appearances that we had lined up for the huge cast reveal type thing. And we initially really wanted to commit to it to like, stockpile 10 or 12 videos to last X amount of time and actually have T-Pain like do streams here for a little bit. Actually convince people, oh, this might be something serious.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone would ever actually fall for it. Like, wow, T-Pain just replaced
It couldn't
Charlie.
be. I knew it wouldn't be.
Just kind of to plant that seed of doubt, like, well, what if he did? But unfortunately, T-Pain is a very busy man, so we weren't able to do that.
Understand.
And I actually think that's better, because I like the idea that season 2 had one episode
I was right.
and immediately got canned. Which is like some shit Netflix would probably pull if, season 2 of Charlie hit that platform. Now, interestingly enough, T-Pain did actually film an additional video here in my swamp.
Wow.
But I decided not to post it just for the sake of having one episode and that be it for season 2. Though I was thinking about maybe posting it eventually as some kind of like the lost tapes of season 2.
The lost tapes of season 2.
Dumb concept again for whatever reason. Like how SpongeBob had that huge event way back in the day. And Patchy the Pirate and friends are like, we've got to find the lost tapes.
Come on, you went back to SpongeBob, bro.
Patchy didn't talk like that, but and then they had that huge thing with the SpongeBob fucking forgotten treasure, the One Piece of SpongeBob. And then it was
One
just
Piece
a
of
normal
SpongeBob.
episode.
Come on,
so yeah, be ready for that hot drop at some point when you least expect it.
Okay.
But anyway, at the
2,
core, season 2 was just nothing.
Missing episode.
Like actually nothing. Legitimately, it was the friends we made along the way. It was just a really fun experiment, and I guess actually it was something, because what I want to do more of is shit like that, just taking a stupid idea and just going all in on it, just because it's so much fun to do. But hey, that's the beauty of season 2, a little bit of the magic that led to a phenomenon that was more confusing than when IHOP rebranded itself to IHOB. And even though season 2 was utterly meaningless, the epitome of a nothing burger really, it was still very special.
Come on.
Ray William Johnson coming out really meant something to me, man. Ray William Johnson is the most important man in my life next to my father. And I'd never met him before. Ray William Johnson, that is. I've met my dad. In fact, I've known that motherfucker for as long as I can remember.
Oh,
Ray
joke
William Johnson,
right
he'd
there.
always been this enigmatic presence in my life. Like this being who actually changed the entire trajectory of my time on this corporeal plane.
Damn.
15 years ago, he covered my Q-Op video on his channel when he was the biggest on YouTube with Equals 3. And overnight, it changed my whole universe. It was
Damn.
a second birth for me. But instead of being covered in amniotic fluid, instead, this time, I was covered in passion.
Damn.
And I
That's
never
some
met
good stuff right
him
there.
until he came out to do this. We never exchanged any emails or DMs, no communication in any way, shape, or
That's
form
kinda
until
cool, though.
he arrived in person to the set. And it was just kind of cool to be able to talk to the guy that really did change my life. Like,
That's
he
some good
gave me the lucky break. And overall, everyone
good
that
stuff.
participated in this, like, it was so
Like I
much
said,
fun.
you won, bro,
Like
brother. You
T-Pain,
won.
I had
You're
talked to
already-
before, we had streamed
you're already
together
up there.
before, but actually meeting him in
Good
person
stuff.
and really his whole team that came with him, they were just amazing. Iron Mouse agreeing to do it as well was a nice cherry on top because that was super fun.
That's
We'd
good
only
stuff.
talked like once or twice in DMs before. Neil Blomkamp agreeing to be the director of season 2 for the video was also just fucking
crazy.
incredible. I have gushing grannies over his work on... Wow, that was a hard sentence to string together. I have admired Neil
You
Blomkamp's
had to
work
change his words.
since he did the Halo 3 live action short. I have followed everything he's done from that, District 9, Chappie, even recently Gran Turismo. Like,
Damn.
having Neil Blomkamp say yes to being the director, I thought was so fucking cool. And, like, everyone that came out for this, I really
It was
enjoyed.
funny,
The
I have to
orchestra
admit.
that put 2019 Guy to strings, what a beautiful fucking symphony.
Yo, they were.
Like, that
I
shit,
seen
that should be
I
winning
seen that. It
Grammys.
was-
That's up
it
there
was-
with some of Bach's best pieces. Just a huge thanks to everyone involved.
Man, it was just- it
Antron
was a
and
show.
Jordan, you might have seen before. Jordan's been on quite a few videos on the other channel, and Antron's been on a few videos here. They're friends of ours, and they were nice enough to, to come out and do this on a very short notice.
It
And
was
keep
funny.
in mind, this wasn't even its final form. At one point, we had a birthday magician lined up who was going
Birthday
to
magician.
do a bunch of, like, illusions, David Copperfield style, to, you know, reveal T-Pain is me. We had Matt Mercer, who was
Damn,
lined
you were
up
like,
to
I had-
replace
I had
Matt,
ideas,
but then
bro.
the California fires obviously made that impossible. So, Matt, I'll explain Matt being the aspiring Blue Man Group performer. Well, when Matt Mercer couldn't make it, I reached out to the Blue Man Group because they're somewhat local. They're not far from Tampa. At least, you know, one branch of the Blue Man Group is. I don't exactly know how the Blue Man organization works per se, but they have agents in Orlando.
Wow,
So I
that's
reached
cool.
out to them, and they were down to just come play Matt, but the timing didn't work out, and we had already locked in a shooting date, and we were starting to scramble for time a little bit here, because that's not exactly
Yeah,
something
you gotta
flexible.
have,
There were
like,
so many moving
original
parts, we
Blue
couldn't
Man
just
group coming
move
in.
it. It was a hard date, and you can't go flaccid on it, otherwise the whole thing falls apart. So Matt just said, fuck it, I'll do it live. I'll just be a Blue Man performer, which ultimately doesn't make any fucking sense at all, because he
Real.
didn't even get replaced. We just changed his skin color,
That's what
and
I
what
thought.
I imagine would be very offensive to Smurfs. Season 2 doesn't care about your fucking feelings. It came in there
Come
with the
on
gloves
now.
on.
You had to make me
It was
laugh right
hard-hitting
there.
shit, that premiere. Man,
Man, that's some funny
R.I.P. to
stuff
Season
right
2,
there,
but what a
bro.
premiere, am I right? That pilot. Woo!
It was. It was crazy. I was
Anyway,
there,
though,
man.
I just wanted to kind of just come out here and explain this a little bit, because I saw a lot of people theorizing that all of this was just, you know, fun, but it was because I was going on vacation and I wanted to do like a little fun send-off for like a week or two vacation. No,
Okay.
not the case. There really was
was just
no
having
reason
fun.
for it at all. Not going on vacation.
Just for
or
doing it,
anything.
just to do it, because you
We just
can.
dropped this
That's kind of
just to
funny.
do
Makes
it.
me laugh.
With no greater purpose in mind, even slightly. So yeah, that's really about it.
That's
So, yeah.
good stuff. That's some good stuff, man. Anyway, I had to just close this because I did a beginning of it, actually, of him doing this whole thing. So I don't usually review other people, such as streamers like this, but yeah, I just had to say something. I had to end this from what I did before, just to show you guys this. Anyway, hopefully you guys liked my closing reaction. Hopefully you see my opening reaction. Anyway, have a nice one and enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Okay.
And by now, I hope you've decided to subscribe. By now, I hope you've decided to subscribe.